Hey guys, and welcome to this month's trance. Being clear on boundaries or being clear on setting boundaries. This trance will help each and every one of you who finds it hard to be setting clear boundaries in your work environment or very often in your relationships. I have come across this quite a lot lately again. It just flagged up, so I thought it might be a very important trance to put on this month or these days. Now, I believe that setting boundaries is a vital component to create happy, healthy, and fulfilling relationships. Because only if we know who we truly are, what our values are, and of course, what our value is, we can bring that forth and we know we decide on how we are being treated. So if you are completely congruent or at peace with your core values, if you know who you are, you know exactly how you allow people to talk to you, how you allow people to respect you, or how you allow people to treat you. Now, if you are not clear with who you are, if you're not clear with what your values are, if you are insecure on if you're good enough, what you deserve, then of course these boundaries get very wishy-washy, for the lack of a better word. Also, the more we know who we are, the less we actually need to set those boundaries. Because the more we know who we truly are, and the more we know what our values are, and the more we stand for those values, for our beliefs, with compassion, with love for others, of course, that's always a given, the more people will respect that and won't even dare overstepping those boundaries. Now, if you are, let's say, in an abusive relationship, very often the lines get blurry between your own feelings, what you know to be true for yourself, and the feelings of others. I find very often people who let others overstep those boundaries pick up on someone else's feelings and confuse those feelings for their own feelings. So someone else might project their fears onto you, their feeling of being inadequate onto you, and suddenly you feel those feelings yourself, but they are not your feelings. They are someone else's insecurities, someone else's self-doubts that they project onto you. You take them on, and now suddenly you think that's your own feeling, and you let them walls into you, literally take over your life and tell you basically their insecurities, maybe that you're not worth it, that you can't do something. They tell you how to live your life. And because you are not clear on, is that my own feeling or is that just someone else's feeling, I have tuned into this, you suddenly take it on as your own truth, and therefore the walls are down and someone just walks all over you. Of course, that can't create a happy relationship or a healthy relationship, or a healthy relationship or a fulfilled relationship. Now, the same goes in a work environment. Now, I've been in the entertainment industry for almost 30 years now, and I've been in all kinds of work relationships with colleagues, with people that I had to teach and lead, but also, of course, with directors and choreographers and company managers. And the moment I realized I got insecure, the moment I had no feeling for my own self-worth, people were just pushing me around and were basically pushing me down, possibly not even from a place of being nasty, but just because I was giving them the channel to do so. So they would talk down on me. They would just use a language that would put me even further down. Now, today, people don't do that. And I don't believe that is because people have changed. I believe that is because I have changed. Because I am standing differently in the world right now. I have learned to let go of those blocks that make me believe that I'm not good enough. I have learned to look at my own value and to clarify my values. And I have also learned that everyone else has their own value and their own values. And there is a very important lesson. If I set very clear boundaries, I need to be respectful to other people's boundaries, of course. That is why I find setting boundaries is also a job of compassion and love, because I want to be respected. I want people to respect my boundaries. I want people to see me for who I am, let me be, and so of course I have to grant them the same right. I have to respect that they have different boundaries. I have to respect that they have different values. I have to respect that I might see the world completely differently and that they want to be treated differently. So it is a two-way job. You can't say you have to treat me a different way, but you now waltz in and you're being a very unpleasant person to them. I had many different words in my head right there. So it is a two-way job. You have to become that person of compassion, of respect, of love, of sending out light, if you want people to respect you in the same way. Now, there's also the job of setting boundaries with yourself. And although we're not addressing that in the trance itself, it is very important for you to think about this and to be clear on this, because very often it's not just the others we let waltz over ourselves. It's our inner monkey. It's the monkey on our shoulder. It's that voice that keeps nagging. It's the old script, as I always say, that tells us we're not good enough, that we shouldn't be doing this, and it's not worth doing that, and who do you think you are? Very often, we treat ourselves worse than our worst enemies. I always say, if my friends would talk to me the same way that I used to talk to myself when I looked in the mirror, or when I was in classes, or when I would do a job, I would ask them if they were in their right minds. I would kick them out the door after about 2 days. But yet, why is it that we get to talk ourselves down and treat us? You get the picture. So, setting boundaries with yourself as well. Setting boundaries with that monkey on your shoulder, with that script that might still be running and saying, no, I know I'm worth more. No, I decide and I deserve to change that script. No, I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm able to live a different life now is just as important as you are setting boundaries for others. So, the affirmations of the direct drive, the suggestions we are using in this trance are as follows. I am ready, willing, and able to set clear boundaries with others now. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I know my values and my value, and I expect people to treat me with the same respect with which I treat them. Again, this is getting clear on what your values are, and it is clear on what your value is, and allow other people to be in that same space. I know that setting boundaries is a vital component to have happy, healthy, and fulfilled relationships, and I'm strong enough to do so. Now see, the problem is very often that people know already that they need to set boundaries, but they don't dare. They feel they can't do it. This will give you the chance to reprogram those synapses that tell you you can't do it, that you're not strong enough. You are strong enough. And you might just have to practice a little bit. I know clearly what my own feelings are compared to the feelings of others I'm involved with, and with compassion to myself and others, I decide how I'm being treated. So if somebody oversteps that boundary, you can say, stop. This is enough. And simply walk away. You don't even have to explain yourself. I am clear on who I am, and it is easy for others to communicate with me with love, compassion, and respect. Again, the clearer you are on who you are, the more you will radiate that, and the more people will resonate with that clear beacon of light and compassion and love and power and strength and light that you are. And we finish the whole trance with, I am good just as I am. Because if you truly know how good you are, of course you wouldn't allow people to overstep their boundaries, those boundaries. So, I hope you enjoyed this trance. Again, ideally you use this for 21 to 28 days. Just plug it into your ears for the night, fall asleep, enjoy it, and let me know how you're getting on in the comments below, or send me a quick email.